Hey friends, welcome back to Jessica Lynn Original Studios. I'm Jessica and I can't wait to take you on this exciting tour of the water parks here at the Kalahari Resort at the Wisconsin Dells. Today we're going to focus on the indoor and outdoor, from the thrilling slides to the wave pool, lazy river, and pretty much everything in between. If you are looking for a full experience, including the hotel, dining, arcade, etc., I do have a video that I'll link up in the upper right hand corner and down below right now. So grab your towel, let's get ready to splash, and let's dive right into the water parks at the Kalahari, Wisconsin Dells. Alright, let's go ahead and get started on our tour. So the first thing that I want to share is obviously there's a bunch of changing rooms, so if you have little kids, it's the great place to change. But there is a lot of new stuff coming to the Kalahari. They're expanding their 75,000 square foot indoor water park, and it's already under construction. They are going to have a glass enclosed open air water park with a retractable roof. So how cool is that going to be? Look at this. Oh, like I would love to go see a Packer game there. That is so cool, hanging out in the wave pool. They're going to be opening that in fall of 2026, so literally about 1 year from now. And they're going to have a bunch of new rides, and obviously to be an opportunity to go ahead and continue making memories. Now, with this new one, they are going to be adding 3 new water slides. The Wild Wildebeest and Green Python, which will take 6 riders on twists and turns. There's going to be cheetah mat racers and so much more. So when I went ahead and started filming this, I wanted to show it right away. You can see this is where they already are. I'm so excited about the idea of a roof that could go open and closed. Like, that opens up everything. So it is the best. It's a Miley Cyrus. It's the best of both worlds, right? So you could have, in the fall, where maybe if it's a beautiful day, maybe they open it up. So I'm super excited about this. I think it's going to be a great addition to the Wisconsin Dells. So let's go ahead and continue the tour of the water parks that are available now. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is the water park towel area. When you get to the hotel, you actually get a wristband. Remember I talked about how you could put a charging on that? I would highly encourage the adults maybe get that, because it was easy just to walk up, get some beverages, get some snacks, and not have to worry about holding on to the credit card. Now, with the towels, the way it works, you walk up, you scan your band, and they'll hand you towels, and then you have to go and scan your towels back in, or they do charge for them. So just so that you know that. There are plenty of life vests around, so no worries there. When you first walk into the first building, you're going to see a large wave pool. There's a huge TV screen, lots of fun areas for the kids. And one of the things that I really liked was that the locker rooms were right there, right when you walked in, so you could go change. And then there were actual lockers. So what we did is the day that we left, we actually got a locker for our dry clothes, packed everything else up in the car. And then we were able to swim until we were done, or the end of the day if you chose. And then we could just get our dry clothes from the locker, put the wet clothes in the bag, and off we went for the day. The lockers themselves are $17 to $27, depending on what size. And again, that's as of today when we're filming this. It could change or adjust. Just know that, you can always check on the website, or obviously when you get there, you can scan your bracelet from the Kalahari, and then it'll tell you, do you want to start, and you can pick your size from there. Now, let's talk about this water park, because there are so many fun things to do. The first ride that you're going to see is the FlowRider. Test your bodyboarding or surfing skills on a 5-foot wave simulator. You need to be 48 inches to 52 inches to surf. All guests must attend a FlowRider orientation before riding this water ride, and you can go and sign up at the water park front desk. So that was where we first started. So it's really important that if you're thinking about trying this, go and get the orientation so that they know that you understand how this works, and then from there you'll be able to go and try this out. It was really fun to watch, and the best part was there was tons of seating, and you can see there was a pretty good line for this water ride, and it moved fairly quickly. But just know that if you're thinking about doing this one, this might be one of those that you might want to try, you know, right away, or definitely watch for the line to be just a little bit shorter so you don't have to wait as long. All right, so let's go ahead and continue our tour of the water park. As we move forward over here, you can see there is the FlowRider sign. Again, tons of seating. I love that. The wave pool itself is over there on the left. And there is a couple of small areas for the kids where they can kind of feel a little bit of the waves, but also have their own kind of little area. There is a hot tub right there. And then one of the things that I thought was really cool is there is a lazy river that goes throughout the entire area. So you can kind of get on in one section and ride all the way over to another area. I really love that. I thought that was kind of fun. I've been to other Wisconsin Dells parks where they don't have that kind of a setup, but it was really nice. So it was easy to kind of get between sections that way. Over here, these pink and green and orange and purple, those are the Sahara Sidewinders. They are a nearly vertical plummet down a 250-foot plus journey that takes you through some gravity-defying 360-degree loops. That one you do have to be a little taller for. You have to be at least 54 inches for that particular ride. The yellow and red that you see off to the left here, those are what they call the elephant's trunk. They are twisting, and they kind of go through their tandem tube slide, and it sends you on a 270-foot long adventure. This one, because it's not quite as crazy as those other ones, this one is only a 48-inch tall requirement. There you go. You can see that really steep plummet on those, and it was fun because I don't think people realized quite how steep it was until they got on that ride, and then it would come straight down. And the thing that's really cool is that they built so many different water rides, and they're all sort of intermingled between each other. So you can see there's stairs to go up to other rides on the other side. You can see there's a hippo, there's some giraffes, so there's all kinds of theming throughout as well. This spot was fun, the kids loved it. So the lazy river actually splits, and when the elephant trunk comes out of that actual tube, you could continue straight on, catch a tube, and keep right on riding the lazy river. So I thought that was really fun. There's a place down in Texas that has that same kind of concept where there's a big lazy river around the outside, and then all the rides kind of dump into it. I cannot think of the name of it. So if you think of the name of it, if you can put that down below, that would be awesome. I cannot remember the name of it at all. I thought, you know what, let's go take a better look at these Sidewinders. Here we go. We'll just go over here, and you can see that's how steep they were. And the crazy part was there was practically no line for them. You can see it here. They had specific hours, but even when they were open, the line for that was not very long. The other thing I really like is there are a ton of hidden cabanas. So if you're like, you know what, I love all this, but when the kids are there, I just need a quiet place to go and relax. They have all different style cabanas too. So not only just like here's a chair with 4 chairs and a umbrella, they also have these little built-ins. Let me just see if there's a couple coming up that I can show you. So you can see, look at here, this is a birthday party somebody had. So they have it all roped off. They had little birthday hats, some tubes. And I thought, how fun is that? Like if you live in the area or you come up for the party, you could actually, you know, enjoy that. All right, let's go ahead and look at one of these cabanas here. I just wanted to show you. And again, they have all different kinds. There's even a couple of them that have their own private pool. Not this one, but there are ones that do. So you can see in this one, look at how much space there is, that you could literally rent this out, have the whole family come in.
It was really nice to have this stuff.
This
extremely convenient
would be as if you're going to have a really big family party. You could have everybody have like one quick cereal or something.
It was easy to come down.
Or I think that would be really nice, like if you
as
were
we
not
continue
staying
to
at the
turn,
Kalahari,
there are other meals,
but you wanted
and
to be able to have a
other
place
things you
all
can
day
get
just to relax
for
and enjoy it, especially
some
if you had a
of the
large
suites
family.
that might have
That'd be a great place to do that.
Fridge, stove, etc.
On their
Plenty
website,
of
you can book
chips,
the cabanas, so
as
definitely
well
look
as
into that if it's
snacks
something
for
that
the kids.
interests
And
you.
you just check out right up in front.
They had a ton open
Very
the day
easy to do.
we were there.
Now, one of the
But
things
when I
I
talked
do want to share
to
with
the
you
front
is that
desk,
they
they said a
offer
lot of
mugs and
that gets booked up
tumblers.
very quickly.
So this
would be a great way, like if you know you're going to get multiple
we are looking at the
refills,
back
you can
of
get
Leopard's
this and get a
Lair.
discount. So
This is actually
just
a
quick
multi-level
tip there.
water
Now, the
treat
other thing I
fort.
want to tell you
and
is
what's really
that
funny is there's
always
a
check their
totem pole
website
looking
they
thing
offer a
that just,
lot
like,
of specials on their
splashes
mailing
everybody,
list and on their
it's
website.
hilarious.
It's a 0 entry. Over here, here's that hot tub. So it's kind of nice 'cause it's hidden back there. It's for adults, very nice hot tub. This white ride with the yellow, that is Victoria Falls. So you can grab your whole crew, hop on a family raft ride. 42 inches by themselves or under 42 must be accompanied by an adult. And there is a weight requirement, so they will weigh you at the top. So when you get there, or if you have any questions about different weight limits or anything like that, there are some rides that do have that. So I'm going to give you that warning in advance. With that being said, though, when you first get there, remember that opening area where we looked at where it said, you know, welcome to the water park? Go up to that desk and just verify with them which rides do have any, if any, weight limits or restrictions, just so that you don't have to worry about stressing when you get to any particular ride. Like we talked about at the beginning of this video, there are plenty of life vests for the kids. Definitely encourage them for water safety, just to keep the kids safe. You know, get them in the life vest. They have plenty of different sizes, all the way from littles all the way up into adult sizes too. So if you're an adult swimmer, maybe you have a teenager who can't swim very well, it might be, you know, a good option for them. So around this corner, it was really funny because I saw a lot of trees and a lot of things that blocked it. But there is this area over here called Tico's Watering Hole. It's a very detailed kids area with tons of hands-on slides, a tiny lazy river just for them. So what's cool about that little area is that you don't have to worry like if the teenagers or anybody else, you know, kind of jumping around or splashing the kids. It's a really kid-friendly space. As we come around this corner, a couple of things that are over in this back far wall. Now in the future, this is going to be Victoria Falls. That's another really fun ride. My kids loved that one. And the lines were not terrible. They were moving very quickly. And again, like I said, we were there on a Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday. And it was wonderful. You can see that there is also the Thirsty Turtle Bar. Now you are going to notice there are signs everywhere. 21 and older only. And this hot tub area, it does go outside too, so super fun. So you can get your drink, go through and go sit outside. We've done that multiple times, like at the Wilderness they have an outdoor hot tub as well. They also have a sit-up bar for the adults 21 and older at the Wilderness that you can go inside outside. We've done that before and hung out, and we've done that like in the fall or the winter when it's crisp air. It's wonderful. Again, they have tons of different drinks. I'm going to go ahead and turn around from so the turtle bar is behind me. So you can see there is a full pool with like basketball. The kids can play that. Again, this is one of the things I fell in love with at the Kalahari. Tons and tons of seating. This is a Saturday afternoon, and it was total. Now, don't get me wrong. It's because it was during the summer hours, so everyone was outside. But you can see all of the available seating. And hopefully this makes sense. I'm literally just making a full lap around this area. Where we are back here by the turtle bar, that's going to be the next area. That expansion is going to be straight out those doors by where that was. So there is going to be, so you'll walk through all of this and then get to that second water park. I don't know if you're going to have to do a separate entrance or if you'll just enter through this one and get over there. Now, I am going to randomly show you some cabanas as we go through because there are a ton of different styles. This one was like a thatch hut looking thing. It was right over by the tiki bar, so that's kind of fun, like if you were there with like adults. Super fun because you could be right by the bar, but yet still close enough to a ton of water rides. As we come around this backside, again, this is going to be that area we were looking at before. And that area is called the Leopard's Lair. So this is the area, this green slide you can see. Obviously there's some smoothies and snacks. That green slide, yellow one there, there's pink. It's like a little tiki hut, little swings on it. All of that right there is called the Leopard's Lair. And in there are a ton of slides. It has a lot of spraying moments too, so the kids can get really wet. And they can spray each other, which my kids absolutely loved. I think if you have any size kids, little all the way up to teenagers, I think that that'll be a lot of fun for them. Again, here we're on that backside, and here comes that lazy river right through the area. And you can see that blue ride right up there on top. That's the Master Blaster. You can see all the seating. You can see that whole kids area. And there is just tons of things for them to do. So it was really fun. I think, you know, they enjoyed it a lot. I could see a lot of kids that were super happy. There's that lazy river. And along this backside, you can see the rippling rhino. This one is perfect for groups of 2 or 3, which we were so excited because I wanted to do some filming so I could share this with you. And my husband took the kids. And so there's not a lot of rides that are 3 unless they're the big tube rides. So this one, it was just a giant slide, tons of turns and drops before coming into the catch pool at the bottom. 42 and up to go alone. 42 and under must be accompanied by an adult. So while we're waiting here, you can also see there was the Twister. Do you see that pink and gray ride? So basically you go through the tube, and as you come in,
another
you
really
funnel
great
around
point to
up
this
to
Italian
40 miles an
restaurant
hour,
is there is a large
and then you
bar.
just sort of
They
fall out.
have
the
big
there they
TV
were.
screens, and I'm going to take
You
a walk
fall,
in just a
free
minute
fall
to show you.
into a
So that you
pool
can watch a
underneath.
game if
and
it was
that
on.
one you do have to be
This
at
could be a
least
really
48
great place
inches
for a
tall
date.
to ride
I talk
that.
about that a lot. That you
It
could
was
maybe,
funny though because
you know,
every
go and
single
see a
person
movie
that
at the
came out
AMC,
of the
go
Twister,
and play some games
they
at
were
Tomfoolery.
laughing.
You could
and
go
so
to this
I can only
location
imagine
for dinner.
You know, going through this ride at 40
really
miles an hour,
great
and then you
kind
just
of
sort of
like
swoosh,
if
swoosh,
mom and
swoosh, drop.
dad
And
want
so
to
it
go
was
on a
fun
date
to
night,
watch.
this could be really
fun to see
fun.
so many people just
Or if
laughing
you're just on a
and
regular
having a
date too.
good time. So we're going to
So
go ahead
again,
and continue
this is a
through
great
place
the
for your
lobby.
family.
And I'm
I
going to
think that
take
it
you
gives
off
the
to
opportunity
the side
to
where you
kind
can
of
see
try a whole bunch of
Tomfooleries.
different types of
Again,
slides. So I like
this
that
whole
a lot.
lobby is all interconnected. There are elevators that will take you up to the rooms. There's also stairs over there that will take you upstairs to the rooms that are on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor. Now, if you remember when we first came in, there was that large mural to the right-hand side or left-hand side if you're facing the fountain. You can go down that hallway. There's a bunch of rooms. And then at the end, there's a place called the Brew Pub, which is a full bar restaurant. And then just beyond that is what they call Tomfooleries. It is a true adventure park. You can add it on to your resort if you'd like. So if you get your room, you can add it on. Otherwise, you don't even have to stay at the Kalahari to go there. If you want to know more about Tomfoolery, I just did a full video, so around the backside of the water slides. Now we're almost back up to where the lockers and the towel check-in was. Mixture
this is
of
called the Cracked
mini theme
Coconut.
park.
It is a tropical cocktail bar located inside the water park.
Bowling, there's mini
they have
bowling, there's
quite a few
axe
things,
throwing.
and they are connected
There are obviously rides.
to Cafe Mirage.
There's also
and Cafe
a
Mirage, we're going to go in
human,
there in just a minute.
like,
That's where you
crane
can get
game
more
where your
food
whole
items,
body
like
can be
burgers
lifted
and
like
fries
you
and
are
such.
the crane.
But there were
So
a
that's
ton
fun.
of
You're the
drinks,
claw.
tons of different slushies,
You can also do rock
margaritas, the whole
walls,
bit.
and
Ready
so
and
much
those back
more.
machines.
So again, this is actually
I
attached
hadn't seen a Captain
inside
Morgan
of the Kalahari. You
pirate
just gotta go
statue
down the
in
hallway
forever,
to
and
get
they
there.
had one over there. So that was
But
kind
what
of
a
fun.
great extra
Old
piece
school.
that's added.
So again, here
into
is that
your potential
wave pool.
resort.
Now I will tell you,
Alright,
it is
so
not
what everybody
very
has been
big.
waiting to see.
It is quite
Jessica,
small.
we love all this
so
stuff.
if you're used to a much
We wanna see
larger
the water
wave
park.
pool,
Where
it
are
is
we gonna
not
spend most of our
that.
time?
Just a warning.
Now this
but
is
it's
going
still a
to be
wave pool,
a
and I
tour
think
of
it's a
both the
good
indoor water
family
park
friendly
first,
size.
and then the
you can
outdoor
see they
water
play
park.
music videos. They got a little Taylor Swift. Kind of funny. I'm recording this video today on the day that
So
she
just
got
a reminder,
engaged. So
you
that's
can start
kind of a
using
fun,
the water park the same day, even though
fun
check-in's not
moment
till
there.
4
p.m. You could start using the water park as early as 10 a.m. If checkout is on the flip side at 11, you can still stay until the park closes. So you literally get all day, which I really like that idea. Now, I know we've been talking about it, so I want to go ahead and show you. This is going to be
so
a
on our way
huge
out,
expansion.
there's that Captain Morgan.
So
I
a
laughed
6-person
so
ride
hard.
raft.
When I was a kid, I was obsessed
water
with
slide,
pirates,
family hot tub,
and
swimming
so
pool.
I had
and
gone out
so
to like Las
much
Vegas
more.
with my family.
This
and we went
is
to
going to
Treasure
be
Island,
a wonderful
TI,
expansion.
And
the
I
other
was
thing
like,
I
I want
like
to see pirates.
is that
there are no
look at the
pirates
size
there,
of this
so.
TV.
Every time
like,
I see
how fun
Captain
would that
Morgan,
be if
that's
they
what
were
I
playing a
think of.
Packer game and you could hang
This
out
is
at the pool?
Cafe Mirage.
Amazing.
So
the
Cafe
other thing I like
Mirage
is if you
is
look at
set
the
up
top,
for
it's going to
all
get the
family
clear
members. So
glass.
there's obviously
Now you
all
might
the
say,
drinks you can
what's
get.
the big deal there?
They have lots of
I
freshly
really
made
love
specialty
going to the
pizzas,
wilderness and
sandwiches,
being able
burgers,
to
and more.
go in
They do
February,
wings, pretzels,
lay
mozzarella
in that
sticks,
wave
chips
pool
and
area at the
salsa,
wilderness and get a
guacamole,
suntan.
etc.
So it appears
Now, what's
that
cool
this is
about
going to be
this
the
restaurant
same
is
sort
it
of glass
opens
that will
from
be
2 different
on,
sides.
the wilderness.
So if you're in the
hopefully
Waterpark,
in February,
you
you
could
could go to the
here,
Kalahari
take
and
it
get
out,
a
and
little
go
bit
have
of a
a seat
tan
out
if that's
there.
what you wanted to.
If you are
Now,
not
I just jumped to
you're like,
a video that I shot where
you can
you
actually go out to the left, and then there's
update on it.
food there as well.
This was as
Now,
of middle
if you
of the
are
summer.
looking for a sit-down
So
restaurant,
I'm sure it's farther along now.
This restaurant
there's
has pretty much
slated for
everything you might want. So it
2026.
has a bit
So
of
I cannot
fajitas,
wait to go
enchiladas,
back and experience
full
this new
Mexican
area and be able to
flavors,
share it with you
and
as
they have
well.
tons of classic
It looks like it's going to
flavors,
be
but they
great.
have put
like
some
I'm really
twists on
excited.
these
I am
flavors.
all for an
So
expansion
definitely
on
go
this,
and take a look
especially
at the menu and
some
see
of
if
the
it's something you're
hotels
interested
that
in.
have certain
It
number
was
of rooms.
really
I want to make sure that
colored.
there's not so much
and
crowding.
very, very
I like it
pretty.
when there's a little bit more room
Now
at a
this
water
when we
park.
were here, this was in between meal times, so that's why it was pretty quiet. I try to film in between so that we don't get as many guests in there. But there's a full bar again, and this is just outside of the water park. So again, if you're thinking about when we first went in and you saw those people at the entry desk, this is right to the right. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and move outdoors. So let me tell you kind of the high level about their outdoors. Just remember to double check when it is open. Typically it's Memorial Day through Labor Day. But I have seen at the Wisconsin Dells where they have extended, and not necessarily at the Kalahari, but some of the other outdoor pools and water parks have done where they've extended into fall. I think it was last year they did, the Wilderness actually had where they were open until almost October. So definitely check the website.
Most of
see
the
if
hotels at
outdoor
the
is gonna
Wisconsin
be
Dells,
open.
their outdoor water parks,
It is such
typically
a
are there from
different
Memorial Day
vibe
through
and
Labor Day.
feeling when you're
Although
outside
again, I'm going to tell you,
versus
check their
inside.
website. Very much so a party moment. There was lots of very loud music playing, so that's why I'm doing kind of a voiceover so you can hear me better. But there are a lot of water slides and attractions. So for example, they have the Sidewinders and the Screaming Hyena. These are designed with the ultimate daredevils in mind. Some of them have nearly vertical drops, twisting loops, splashdowns that leave your heart racing. So if you love adrenaline, they do have outdoor water rides for you. Now, if you're there with a family, don't feel left out by any means. They do have the Victoria Falls, the Rippling Rhino, those are inside, the Anaconda. They have raft rides that you can go and enjoy as well. So just know that both indoor outdoor has a lot of options for different groups, right? Over here you can see there's a basketball area, which all the kids love. It also has just a standard rectangle pool associated to it with a zero entry on the far end, which I absolutely love. Because sometimes it's not about, water slide, water slide, water slide. Sometimes it's about, we just want to relax and just be in a pool. The other thing to know is that all of the different pools that you can kind of swim in or hang out in, hot tubs, etc., they do have accessibility entry. So whether that be a zero entry pool or even the seat where you can sit in it and be lowered in. So just know that they do have that available, as well as a bunch of cabanas hidden all over the place, which I think is fun, right? It makes it fun. And I just want to tell a quick story here. So I was walking through, because you can see there is an outdoor lazy river. Literally right here, I was kind of doing a voiceover so I would know where to put different clips and how to kind of show you this water park and stuff. And this wife goes, I think I've heard that voice before. And her husband said, well, you play it on the TV often enough when we're planning. And they both stopped me. We had about a 5 or 10 minute conversation. So it meant the world to me. It was so sweet. If you see me in the parks or you just want to say hi, don't be afraid to. I'm here. If I go to the Dells, stop and say hi. Disney World, etc. You know, it's because of viewers like you that, you know, I'm continuing to grow this channel. We are just about up to 50,000 subscribers. So please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. And then don't forget to comment down below. I'd love to hear from you with your questions. As we come around this side, you saw there was cornhole. There's a full bar. Tons and tons of water rides. So there is no end to all of this fun. You can see there is first aid should you need that, and that's kind of centrally located outside, so it's super easy. I'm going to share a couple of quick tips as we make our way around. Now, it's a little different when you are outside, right? So first thing I'm going to say to you is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I mean, I'm not your mom, but I'm encouraging you. Be sure to remember that, because it's easy to get caught up in the fact that you're hanging out in water, but it doesn't mean that you're drinking it. So just make sure to drink a lot of water. This is that zero entry that I was talking about on the back side. I love the fact that it has the ramp on there as well. I can tell you it's a lifesaver. I've seen a lot of people that need that, and it's available. There are days that I have needed it after hiking all over the Dells, or even I've had it at Disney World that I've kind of taken that ramp before. You can see these slides here. Again, they go super fast, so be ready for that. A lot of those are single rider as well. On the back side of the bar, there are a couple cabanas as well, which I love the outdoor cabanas. I think those just make it feel like I'm in Florida, even though I'm in Wisconsin. I can pretend, right? And out here, there's TV, they've got drinks, and this one was right by the bar. So it was really nice, like if you had to go get drinks or anything like that. Now, beyond that, I'm going to go ahead and show you another family raft ride. Love this one. You can actually see this one from the expressway. So every time we drive into the Wisconsin Dells, the kids see it and get super excited. Now, for those of you who may not know it, I am an artist as well. I draw, I paint, I sew, I do all of that creative stuff as well. And I do have to show you this. Now, there are some murals that they have around on the buildings just to make them a little more tropical. And I'm bummed because they're kind of hidden if you don't know where they are. So this octopus takes up one whole side of the area where you can go get first aid. Down at the bottom, I loved it. Look, it was like a shark, like Jaws, down in the deep. I'll show you a little bit closer. But it was so funny. Like, I came around the corner and I'm like, what? That's so cool. I am on the back side now of the outdoor water park, and this is the expressway. So this is literally the view. So just like when you are arriving into town and you say, oh, there's the Kalahari, we know that we're on our way to the Wisconsin Dells, they can see you from the water park too. So it's super cool. It was really fun to kind of hang there. Beautiful breeze, like if you weren't swimming. But you can see there's some fun tube rides. This blue and green one, those are super fast. I am going to warn you, again, more beautiful murals. Now, these are ones you can see from the road. I was going to tell you. So these green and blue ones, you can, they are super fast. And when you are cruising down there, you need to make sure that as someone who rides it, as soon as you're done with that ride, get out of there. Because they shoot those people out super fast. And I was so scared. I thought I was going to bump into somebody because they were still exiting. So just know that those rides, they are ticking along. All right, that purple, green, and yellow one, that is called the Smoke That Thunders. So this is the one I talked to you about a little bit. You can see you can have up to 4 people on there. I will tell you this ride is not for the faint of heart. It is a thrill seeker water ride. So you're going to see people out of there. They're going to pop out in just a second. It is a very steep down the hill there. So basically, they go on the ride. It sends you through a dark tube, around a funnel. There they go. And then plunging almost vertically down. And then as you come down, there's like a slide where you kind of go up, almost like a skateboarder. And you slide to the right, slide to the left, slide to the right, and then out. So please know that that ride is most definitely not a starter water ride for your kids. Work your way up to that one. Now, earlier in the video, we talked about that there are a ton of fun things happening all day. This is one of those things that we had marked on our phone and said, yep, we're going to come back here. Got super busy, forgot, and as I was coming around shooting the video, I was like, oh my gosh, they did this for about 25-30 minutes. It's foam. And the kids were I have never seen so many parents laughing with their children more than I've seen right here. So this was a hoot. People were getting just slammed in foam. It was like one of those foam nightclub parties, but outside with your kids and family. So if you want to do something, don't tell your kids. Go surprise them with this. They will. It was fun. Well, thank you for watching our Kalahari Water Parks in the Wisconsin Dells video. If you had fun, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Jessica Lynn Original Studios, and ring that bell so you never missed our next adventure. And if you want to see even more, check out our full resort tour video linked down below. Until next time, keep smiling, keep exploring, and I'll see you all again real soon.